Okay, on your do now, I asked you to figure out what type of angle A and B were, and then I wanted to know what their relationship was. Well, on this picture, A and B, we don't know if we have a bisector. We don't know the overall total of the two angles. So these are just going to be adjacent only. On these two angles, A and B, those are two angles that are across from each other. They share a vertex, but they don't share a side. So we call these vertical angles. Vertical angles are always going to be congruent. We have angles A and B. Here's A, and here's B. Well, these two angles form a straight line, which means they're called a linear pair because they're adjacent and they form a straight angle. Linear pairs are always going to be supplementary. They add up to be 180. And then over here in this picture, our indication is this right angle here, which means that A and B added together equal 90 degrees. So these are called complementary angles. They're adjacent complementary angles. They don't have a special name though. Okay, let's just talk about two lines cut by a transversal. If I draw two lines, and I'm going to draw my lines, I guess one like here, one, let's say, can go like this. And then I'm going to draw this line in here. This is called a transversal. I'll call it T. Okay? It's called a transversal. The reason why it's called a transversal is because it intersects two or more lines. Okay? Intersects two or more lines. And you can see this transversal does intersect two or more lines. Let's throw some numbers on our picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Whenever I have two lines cut by a transversal, well, I can look here and I have some angles that are kind of important to us. Okay, corresponding angles that are angles in the same position, but just on two different lines that the transversal touches. So for instance, if I look at angle 1 and angle 5, if I were to slide down 1, 2, 3, 4, those angles, I just slided them down the transversal, what would happen is the number 1 would end up on top of the number 5. They're not the same size, but they are called corresponding angles. Angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding angles. Okay, they're in the same position. Can you look at, what about 2 and 6? If I slid 2 down the line, would 2 and 6 be in the same spot? They would. Do you see another pair? Okay, what about angle 3 and angle 7? Okay, last but not least, 4 and 8. Okay, alternate interior angles. Alternate means they alternate the transversal. Interior means they fall in between your two lines. So everything in between here, this is called the interior. So they have to fall in between your two lines. So alternating and interior. If I come over here and look at my picture, angle 4 and angle 5. They're on opposite sides of the red transversal line, and they're in between the two black lines. So angle 1, angle 4, and angle 5 are called alternate interior angles. There's one more set. Can you see them? How about angle 3 and angle 6? Those are on opposite or alternate sides of the transversal, and they're interior. So angle 3 and angle 6. Okay, alternate exterior angles. Alternate still means opposite sides of the transversal, right? Exterior means they have to be outside of the two black lines. So if I look at my picture, angle 1 and angle 8 are alternate exterior angles. They're alternating the red transversal line, and they're outside of both of the black lines, so 1 and 8. Do you see another one? What about angle 2 and 7? Now, consecutive interior, consecutive means in a row. And what that's going to mean, since it's consecutive, we're going to say same side of the transversal. Cool. So consecutive interior. Interior means it has to be in between the two black lines. Consecutive means same side of the transversal. So if you look at the interior angles, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which two are on the same side of the transversal? That'd be angle 3 and angle 5. Or alternately, angle 4 and angle 6. So consecutive exterior look just like the interior ones, except for they're outside the two black lines. So we got angle 1 and angle 7 are called consecutive exterior, also known as same side interior. And then 2 and 8. So just in case you didn't take very good notes here, I provided you with a bunch of examples here. Again, remember, alternate means they're on opposite sides of the transversal. And when we see the word consecutive, that means same side of the transversal.